Yeah, no. Microsoft over the weekend announced that the hackers behind the SolarWinds hacks are still at large, and they are untraceable.
But yeah, they don't even know how bad the hack was the last I
Yeah,
like they were still trying to figure out what all they got into.
yeah, like it's extremely difficult, especially because they were using so many credentials to get into the system. It's hard to track. Um, who owns SolarWinds? I forget. Don't remember. Oh shoot, their headquarters in Austin. Never mind. It looks bad on us. Microsoft over the weekend released a detailed blog post about the hack and indicating that some of the tools that they used were close to untraceable. They're still trying to pinpoint exactly how they got into SolarWinds and how many systems they got into. If there's any non-government entity that I can trust to do proper research, it's Microsoft. I don't know. I don't trust any other non-government resource to do any worthwhile research.
Can you remind us what happened with SolarWinds? Because I feel
For,
lost a
So
little bit.
SolarWinds is a program that a lot of government entities use in their softwares
Mhm.
and a lot of major corporations use.
It's
And
a
somebody snuck in like a line of code into their system so that they were able to backdoor into all these people's systems.
and the actual product SolarWinds is a uh remote fuck remote maintenance environment. So basically you can look on your phone and be able to look at the status of your server, see if anything needs to be adjusted, anything's gone down. You can maintenance individual computers remotely.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a
I guess
really
not
cool
cool
tool.
anymore.
Yeah, no. It was a really cool tool because it's really hard to find a software that does that doesn't cost millions of dollars, especially if you're a corporation, you're looking to save as much money on IT as you can. So that's kind of where the downside is here. But so far they've been able to pinpoint exactly where they've snuck in the line of code, how they've been able to do the hackers or hacker. We don't even know how many there are. What they've been able to do, what they've been able to get into, but we're still Microsoft is still trying to pinpoint down exactly what they got into.
They the new Anonymous.
Pretty much. I mean, ever since Anonymous became a mainstream hacker group, we've seen more and more rise up over the years. Like, Anonymous has been refreshed so many times that the original Anonymous, when they first announced themselves, compared to the last time they announced themselves, is a completely different set of hackers.
Oh wow,
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense
I like
though.
that.
Yeah,
I
you
bet a
wouldn't want to
lot
hang
of
around too long.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I bet like a lot of those hackers too also get like poached for jobs at like the FBI or CIA or whatever.
Or the TSA. So
We
so
took the
not
job
only does the
your
TSA steal your
data.
iPad, it will steal your data too.
I mean, technically, a TSA agent can keep your laptop if you refuse to lock it, unlock it, and to show them that there's nothing sensitive on there. I don't know if you knew about that or not.
No, see, TSA agents, I feel have the same like power of authority game wardens have. Like a game warden literally can leave you in your underwear on the side of the road.
Really? Are you
Really
Yeah,
speaking from
because
experience?
no, no, but I know game wardens, right? So like if you're suspected of poaching, right? Poaching an animal, they can take anything that was used to help assist that poaching. So that includes your truck, your guns, your hunting clothes, anything.
Wow, interesting. On the flip side, TSA does have an Instagram account where they post pictures of things they find in people's luggage that shouldn't be in there, and it's hilarious. So that's what they're doing with their time.
I mean, it seems fair. It's a good way to bring a solid, nice, good light over TSA. I mean, for a long
Yeah,
time. Hmm?
that's just what they're doing instead of actually securing our pipelines.
Bullshit.
I don't get how TSA is any better than like airport security. All right, like if you just pulled TSA out and you left airport security there with the body scanners and all that, like what's the difference?
Well, doesn't TSA have a higher authority than the airport security? Like, I knew a guy who worked airport security, and he always told me that there's only so much they can do before they became liable. And if it's a government entity that's in charge of security,
That
then
makes sense.
they have a lot more authority. They can actually detain people for longer.
They can trample your rights.
Yeah. You have rights. You ain't got rights here. This is a TSA room.
What is TSA sound like that?
I don't know.
It's our bestie, Kels.
Aw, hey, Kels.
Aw,
Wait, Kels,
Kels.
doctor now? Right? She's going for. Are you going for your master's or your doctorate?
Didn't she just get her
I think it's like
master's?
her second
She just got.
master's.
That's what. So
Aw, thank you,
if Kels
Dom.
is a doctor now, every time she walks in, we'll be like, doctor.
Doctor?
Doctor.
Oh, Dr. Kels. I don't know why I saluted her. I just did. No, but going
Masters.
back.
Okay.
Doctor. Okay, Master Kels.
Okay, that just got weird.
I mean, it figured it fit.
Moving on.
So, going back to the hackers of the SolarWinds systems, it's just there's not much more that we can say other than our government systems are going to be. If there's any new news title saying that a government entity was hacked, most likely because of SolarWinds. Like there's still so many servers that may still have it installed that the government doesn't know about, that IT resources for the government don't know about. That it's going to be a problem for a while. I'm going to say it's going to take between like 3 to 5 years to fully correct the problem.
Oh my
So-
God.
So my question is, like, especially with government, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know some government bodies, they
Mhm.
function off a 3 to 4 server backup.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that say going forward with like blockchain technology? That if this is able to get in there and corrupt the system where they have 3 to 4 server backups, like what does that actually tell us moving forward on blockchain?
It's going to be a really hard time for the US government to recover from this. I mean, most government work will take months to complete, and that's the same thing in IT. You know, I almost got a job here for the county, and one of the things that they prided themselves off of is they had a really fast turnaround rate for IT tickets. But that's not the
What's
same.
blockchain?
A blockchain, that is crazy. Could you enlighten us? Because the definition has all but evaporated from my brain.
So blockchain is pretty much what like Bitcoin and other things are built on. So
Oh, okay. Is that hash?
it's more or less what they're it's their
Yeah,
hash, it's
there
their
we go.
encryption
Okay.
in a way.
I
I
mean,
got it.
if the government is storing Bitcoin in unsecured, that's gonna be on them.
Well, they're not storing Bitcoin, but I mean, like I know I've worked in facilities, right, where we had to schedule to shut down servers to work on them,
Mm-hmm.
and we had to schedule the other ones so that they know because there are each server has its a duplicate.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 4 different points in the U.S. that it would have a duplicate server running. So if one
Mhm.
goes down, they need to know, so it's not a security issue, and you don't have armed guys coming at you with guns to your face.
So that's not necessarily a blockchain. That's more along the lines
Well,
of a disaster recovery plan. So most,
yeah, well, I'm saying, but
yeah,
it the idea is a basic premise of a blockchain, right?
yeah, it is. I mean, when one server goes down, another one should come back up immediately after it goes down. Those are just disaster recovery plans, and a good IT, a good IT department will constantly rotate those out to make sure that both systems are. I mean, hospitals do it all the time, and I've worked on hospital systems. I've worked on hospital, Army and Navy systems, and they do the same thing, just on a bigger time frame. So, I mean, if the main servers are fixed but the backups aren't, that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a big fucking
That makes
problem.
sense.
Yeah.
Hey, Emad, just really quickly, we talked about the Green New Deal, I think like 10 episodes ago, so you can find us on YouTube or Spotify and kind of get up to date with that. Or we can try to revisit in the future.
Mhm.
Kills. I'm only 3 marks deep this time, but this is way above my pay grade. We're here to educate you.
Yes.
Also, 3 marks, girl. I mean, 3 sheets to the wind right now.
Jeez.
Wait, is it 3 regulars or 3 pitchers?
Look at me right here. Look at me right here.
I saw your
So, what, like
7
15
years.
7
years?
years.
Oh, I thought it was longer.
I know, it's 7 years.
But yeah, we're on track for the highest cicadas in recorded history, I think.
Jeez, really.
We had a pandemic, and now we're gonna have a plague of cicadas. Is this biblical?
It could be. But there's going to be more information about the SolarWinds hack over the rest of the year, because it, like, literally it happened right in February. We found out about it immediately. It's not like any other hack where you find out about it 7-10 months down the line. They're like, oh yeah, we fixed it like 2 weeks ago. Like, you know, we're gonna keep finding out about more information about that. But that's pretty much all the information I got from Microsoft.